start. Yeah. So what it does is it bounces like from it'll be us full screen, and then whenever you talk, it'll go to you full screen. You'll it's not working. Check the speaker. Can you hear us? Okay.
I can.
Okay. This was good. All right. Are you ready? You cool?
I'm ready. Let's go for it.
All right. I'm gonna just bring you an intro. Okay. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, Marriage, Money, and Mindset. We're your host. I'm Jared.
And I'm Alexis.
And welcome back to another episode. We're on episode 48. I'm sorry, for episode 42. Episode 42 of Marriage, Money, and Mindset. So we come to you every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Time and talk about those three topics of discussion: marriage, money, and mindset. Hershey, you have anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, so tonight we have a very special guest on the show, Miss Kyra Harris. She is a licensed insurance agent, life insurance agent, and she's going to be talking to us about multiple things, such as the different types of coverage, how much you need, and how it can be beneficial to you even while you're still living. So we are going to turn the floor over to you, Miss Kyra. How you doing today?
I am doing well. I'm so excited. I just love what you all are doing, and I just continuously hope you keep this platform alive because we need people like you just sharing information that's beneficial to anyone who's willing to take a step and learn. So thank y'all so much for the invite.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about your business, how long you've been a life insurance agent?
Yes. So, okay. I got licensed in 2022, and I was introduced to this industry from some business partners. I have a previous business, and they wanted me to meet them for lunch. And it's like, Kyra, we have to show you this. We love you, we respect you, and we just feel that this would be a great opportunity for you to look into something. Now, I want y'all to understand, I mean, we know life insurance has been around for years. We know that I had purchased many policies in the past. I had purchased many things, but no one ever really explained to me how to use and utilize life insurance. So at that time, how they were bringing it to my attention was, Kyra, we are helping people. We are freeing people of the mindset that they can't properly allocate funds or know how to invest their money into products that just make sense. So that intrigued my interest, and I love genuinely helping people, and especially towards a path of financial freedom, because I've also experienced a financial freedom makeover in my own personal life. So I got started. I got licensed. I took my test in April. I got my license. I did not go straight into the industry and just start writing business. I think I was more in my autopilot phase of life. I had a great income that was lucrative at that time, and I saw it as something beneficial, but I didn't know where I wanted to be grounded yet. And so, my personal experience, though, is the reason why I am an advocate for it. It's because my sister was murdered in 2013 by her boyfriend. She was 18 years of age, and that was my first encounter of not having life insurance, not having my parents have life insurance, and learning how to pay for a funeral. It was hard. It was super hard, to the point where as soon as that happened, my sister, 23 and 24 years of age, we were at the time, we had to pay for a funeral, and it was hard. I was living in Houston, back and forth to Louisiana, back and forth doing news interviews and fundraising and GoFundMe's. And I said, I vow to never, ever go through that ever again. So, of course, the whole family is insured now. But it's things like that positions you to want to go out there and do better.
Right. Yeah. I hate to hear that. I didn't know that. That's something new that I learned about you. And we've never met, which is the crazy thing. I feel like I've met you before. We're on the same travel business team. So I learn a lot from you. We talk almost weekly now.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to hear this aspect of it as well.
Yes, yes, and it's definitely an addition, right? But
Yeah.
it's a beautiful feeling when you know how to generally go out there and serve. And this right here is something that I serve with a bigger purpose, because I really truly want my family and friends to understand the benefits of where, when they say we don't have any money, or we don't know what to do, or we don't know where to invest it, our typical mindset is the typical norm, right? 401ks or IRAs and things of that nature. And we're grateful that we have learned about all these different things, because there are multiple streams of investing, but we need to find options where we get guaranteed results and we can have a guaranteed backup on behalf of our money.
Yeah.
I was just talking about this with a coworker. I said, the one thing I know is that we can all be guaranteed is we all will perish.
We will perish.
That's a guarantee. Because insurance, you can insure your vehicle, your home in the event of something that may occur potentially, but we know for a fact we will perish. So
yeah, and why don't they make that mandatory? That's where I notice too. You have mandatory homeowners, mandatory mortgage protection. That's protecting the companies. That's not protecting you. Right. That's protecting the company. So why is it that life insurance is not mandatory if it's going to position your family, but it's a lifelong secret that no one wants us to really be aware of?
Yeah, that's why that's another reason. Like I said, we wanted to touch on this topic, man, because it's very important. And people need to know how important it is to have some form of life insurance. Some type of policy written up.
Yes.
Not in the event of your death, when you die.
Right.
So, but yeah, what we want to do is just, like on this channel, we like to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? We like to define terms. We like to even if people already understand, because some people may not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this kind of brings us to the first question. So, keeping it simple, just explain to us, what is life insurance and why is it an investment everyone must make?
Yes, yes, yes. So life insurance for me is peace of mind. It is basically where you are alive and have financial, well, basically, meaning while you're alive, and financial support for your loved ones, right? When you're gone, because you want to position yourself in a vehicle that will allow you to basically say, hey, I did set up something, or I did arrange some type of affairs in case or in lieu of. But all it is a contractual agreement between you and the insurance company. You are the policyholder. The insurance company is basically the insurance company that you're making an agreement to pay the monthly premium for that policy, that in lieu of your passing, or even while still living, you have access to that benefit. So, of course, most people, when they equate it to death, it is typically your certificate of death, right? You have the opportunity to now know that you paid into something for so many years, but your family's well-being is attached to it. And we just want to make sure that we're giving you your options based upon a small premium that you spend in a restaurant. You'll blow weekly, monthly, residual, whatever that looks like. I want to just make sure that you are understanding that you're protecting your largest assets and your largest investments. And if that's your family, if that's a home, if that's positioning yourself for future financial freedom, you have options. And this is one of those tools that can help you in the unexpected of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
So the next question that I have is, what are the different types of life insurance policies? Who can have a life insurance policy, and what are their benefits?
Yes, yes. So when we think of types of life insurance, there's so many, right? But most people know of whole life and term life. Right. Whole life, all that means is that you're going to have a policy put in place for 100 years plus. Most people don't realize most insurance can go out to age 121. And if 121, some people like, oh, I'm not going to live that long. You never know. You cannot dictate your time frame on this earth. But if that's the case, when you have a whole life policy in place, you can actually choose to pay it out earlier, or you can choose to run it all the way till age 100. A term life policy is what it is. It's a term. It is a period of time, 10, 20, 30 plus years or more. I know that there's a lot of individuals, David Ramsey and other individuals, that pretty much educate, oh, you need a term, you need a term. But you have to understand that when that term ends, you now have to requalify, new age, new health, new everything. And guess what? You're not going to pay that same price that you paid from that term back then. And then when they have what they call increasing terms, meaning after you finish your 30 years, all of a sudden what you paid of a premium of maybe $1,000 for the year has now spiked to well over 20,000, 30,000. Can you even afford the new price of insurance at that particular time? And so I always tell people, look at your chart. It's a chart that they have that shows you after so many years when your price will increase. So you definitely want to pay attention to that. There's mortgage protection. Mortgage protection is I purchased a home. I need to protect my largest asset. Mortgage insurance is not mortgage protection. You're protecting your family to make sure they stay in that home. Mortgage insurance is ensuring that you have something that happens in your home. They need to make sure that they're going to get properly, compensated. So we definitely, I love to provide that for my new homeowners, new families, expansion of families, juvenile policies. You're having children. You're expanding your family. We need to protect them. I have people that get policies on their children as low as 2 weeks old. That's the earliest age you can purchase insurance. Do you know the future you're setting up for a child at 2 weeks old? If I show you those numbers, I provide illustrations. Yes. And then, of course, we have our IULs. Most people are hearing that online. Index Universal Life, Index Universal Life. Great policies. But if they're not structurally properly, it can be a default for you more than it's a great thing to have in addition to your stuff. But again, there's multiple policies. Whenever I sit down with my clients, I'm now financially planning with you. And we're going to set up what we feel is best suited for what is your current situation and what you want that to look like in the future. And as you gradually expand the family, you now have to now protect new additions to that family as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just learned a lot.
Me too.
Well, you know what? Briefly too, accidental. People fail to realize there is a benefit of even having accidental insurance as well. I know most jobs, truck drivers and things like that, they need that. They're on the road. Why don't they have a supplemental insurance that puts them in position that in case if something does happen to them, that's considered an accident? Even a shooting, a stabbing, things of that nature, that all falls underneath accidental death policy. So when my clients say I can't afford that, I'm like, well, can you afford at least an accidental? Because most people are passing away typically from car crashes or something that involves some form of accidental death. So it is definitely something I do like to have in addition to their current policies.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's keep it moving. So so this is something else. Me and Hershey was just discussing recently. Like, you take an individual, and you kind of touched on it briefly, but we want to emphasize more on it. So an individual who wants to get life insurance, what's the best way for them to determine how much insurance they're going to need, and then of course what type they would need, like in your opinion?
Of course. So the rule of thumb is 10 times the amount of your current income. If you earn 50,000, 50,000 times 10. You earn 100,000, 100,000 times 10. Why? Because you can't just allocate that for, I just want to make sure she's good for 5 years. I want to make sure he's good for 10 years. I want to make sure we have enough to just pay for the home. Most of my clients, they may get the mortgage protection, but they may deal with grief of not wanting to still be in the same home of where their husband or their future mate, where they were creating a home. So that to me personally is based upon what are your goals? If I have someone that just says, I need enough to make sure my children are not burdened with my burial, I'm going to make sure I am giving you that. I don't want to have you purchase more than is needed. And there are a lot of agents out there that they see the money potential, so they're going to sell you. I had a cousin had a cancer policy. So you don't have cancer. Why do you have it? Well, she told me that was what I needed. No, what you need is a regular policy and have that as a supplemental policy for in case if that was to ever occur. But purchase what you need so that you're protected if something ever really was to happen.
So speaking about cancer, so I know you said add that as a supplemental policy. Is it lower in cost to get it beforehand, like before you're diagnosed, or does that matter?
Yes, it does. I typically like it to get it, early on, like it's an addition that you can add to it. And then there are some policies that include all of those chronic critical illnesses riders, and which when you have what we call living death benefits, meaning if you ever had the stroke, the heart attack, get diagnosed with stage 2 cancer or higher, you're basically benefiting from knowing that you can access this benefit while still living. And most people don't realize you're not planning to have a stroke. You're not planning to get cancer, but you have it put in place just because. So having those supplemental riders or getting a policy that includes those type of riders is preventing you from even having to purchase it individually. But yeah, after you get diagnosed with cancer, and I've had clients contact me after something has happened, well, you're going to go into a 2-year waiting period. You're an insurance risk now. You just got a literal diagnosis. And if you pass away within the next month, if they chose to investigate and figure out, well, what was the reason to pass, you have a illness that really will put you in contestability periods. So I just say that to say anything where you can put it in advance, put it in advance. The younger you are, the cheaper the rates are. The older you get, the higher the rates are going to get. So lock and secure your rates so you don't have to worry about the constant inflation. And you all know in today's society, we are dealing with constant inflation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay, so my other question that I have is, how is life insurance beneficial to people who are still living? How can they leverage life insurance?
Do you aspire to be a future investor? Do you aspire to want to start your own businesses, have your children go to college, have that safe haven fund that most people are not thinking about? You look at a bank is paying us a percentage of 0.000. Like you get the statements, you see how many pennies we're earning per month, right? But then you look at an opportunity where they say, hey, you put this money into this product, we're going to guarantee you a death benefit. We're going to allow you to accrue a cash value accumulation because remember, it's calculated for you. I mean, those numbers are definitely calculating. You get the dividends, the interest earned, the gained interest, the opportunity to get a policy and take out policy loans tax free. Now, of course, those are certain stipulations that fall in play with that. But overall, you just want to put yourself in a vehicle that says, hey, I can touch my money when I need to touch it. You may hear the concept going around, become your own bank. That is pretty much how you're doing that. The same way you can supercharge throwing money into a savings account, you can supercharge it putting into a life insurance policy and benefit from all of the cash value gains and interest accumulation over those periods of time. And I will tell you, when I talk to my clients and I say, look, I have illustrations, I have nothing to lie about. And they're giving you an idea of a guaranteed interest that they will tell you, we can guarantee we can pay you out this. But if the market does exceptionally higher, you're now benefiting from all the additional gains that can be acquired with that type of transaction. Mm-hmm. So I love the fact of knowing that while I'm still alive, I can touch this. I don't have to go to the bank and get a loan out. If I've had a policy for 10 years and I have over $20,000 of cash value accumulation and I need a down payment for my home, going to that policy. Why go to, take out another loan? Like we put ourselves in more debt doing that sometimes. Mm-hmm. But if we knew about alternative options, we're benefiting from that while still living and knowing that we have that accessibility at our leisure.
Not to mention the qualifications to withdraw. Mm-hmm. is less loopholes than,
oh my gosh,
like a home equity or something of that nature. Like, I mean, it's just the criteria needed to tap into it in comparison.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, man, I learned quite a bit already, so I can't wait to go back and rewatch this. Okay, so check it out. So we want to talk more about. I mean, we've been on life insurance, of course, but let's talk briefly about. So you are a travel agent as well, correct? What's the director? 3?
Yes, 3-star director within the company. But yes, we own a home-based travel businesses, and I love. I've been doing that for over 8+ years. It was my first introduction to understanding what financial freedom could potentially provide. And you don't realize what you don't know if you're not willing to take a chance. And I'm so grateful with that opportunity because it showed me that I have entrepreneurial rights, and I did not know I actually had them.
Yeah. And so you got that going, and then of course you have the insurance.
Yes. That's my baby right now. You got to cultivate and nurture her, and I'm watching her gradually grow, and I'm loving knowing that these are two amazing products that either way you do it, you're positioning yourself and you're positioning your family security.
Right. That's why I was going into the importance of, I just want to get your perspective on the importance of creating multiple streams, because that's just two that I just mentioned, so, and even with us, we understand it, but just for our viewers, getting your perspective on it, we want to make sure we get that out there as well. So
most definitely. Like I say, it's a safety net, y'all. You just want to make sure that you have the things that is necessary that you need. It helps you achieve financial goals. It helps you increase your income. Most people don't even know their financial independence number. Sit down one day and say, what do I need? Realistically, if I ever was to say, babe, I want you to leave your job, how much income do we have to replace? It took for me to sit down and say, I need to know, what is my freedom number? I got laid off in 2019 from my job. And at that time, I was just doing my travel business, but I was already calculating what was necessary and what was needed for me to be able to make that decision. Did I have to go back to work or not? I had just closed on my home a 1 month before they laid me off from my job. So two lucrative, two great incomes. Of course, I'm not stopping my job money, nor was I stopping my income from my business. But I watched having those multiple streams of income in place. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I'm a realtor. I am a credit specialist. Like, I have so many certifications for that reasoning, because I understood multiple streams of income is necessary. It's a necessity in most times. And hence why we're not going to go with that same mentality. I need two jobs. Two jobs are for two people. The more you burn out there, you could have been investing 5 or 10 hours into a business opportunity that could actually provide you some form of return. Cook some plates on the weekends. That's extra money paying down debt. Yes, I know how to cook too. Okay, I'm from New Orleans. I'm a jack of all trades.
I love it.
That's cool.
But it's something that you definitely need to assure yourself that if you want to create these lifestyles, and granted, I'm grateful for every job I've ever held. It taught me integrity. It taught me character. It taught me the value of customer service. The society we live in now gives us the bare minimum now. I like to be treated good because I'm spending the same dollar that everyone else is spending. So with creating those multiple streams, I've allowed myself to tap into so many networks, and I'm a networker and I love networking.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we just did an episode not too long ago about multiple streams of income being a necessity now. It's no longer a luxury.
Right.
So
no more.
Should have taught people that. We've been going through it lately.
Yeah. And just to kind of piggyback on that, that's exactly what happened. When COVID occurred, I think everybody froze up for a second. We saw the world stop. No industry was not affected. And when people make it seem like, oh, I would know, you're lying. Okay, whether you had the job, you had to learn. Jobs that never even went into the digital age had to now accommodate and learn how to work in the digital age. Companies that's never embarked on, bringing on employees virtually. Now you see more people working home virtually. They showed us we really can create work-home life balance. Right. Most people don't even want to go back to a job now if it's a physical building. So as we have gradually grown and we saw how the economy can go into a massive slump, what are you doing? I'm grateful to see so many people found their true talents and they really was out there utilizing it. Now, does that mean that was a career for them? Some people really thought it was. And then when business slowed down, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Well, it wasn't initially the initial plan. You right. just tapped into your psyche and said, okay, I got to make some money. What do I do good?
Yeah. And you talked about that on the last episode, getting some skills
that
transferable.
Well, transferable.
I mean, your skills, that's what I'm saying. Like, in order to figure out, how you can, because everybody's unique, right? Everybody,
yes,
their own things they're unique at, and you need to learn how to monetize these things.
Yeah.
And,
now, look, just to add this too, I sold more homes during COVID. Oh. How am I selling homes during COVID? And that's why I tell, that's a mindset. When people say nobody's buying houses, who said they're not buying houses? Your clients aren't purchasing real estate. I had so many people that were transferring from other states to move to Houston. I don't care if it was a rental at an apartment, a condo, or they're purchasing a home. I want to be a part of all those transactions because that's future clients that I'm building within my network. So never be scared of it. Okay, you got to go out there and make your money.
That was the same as us. We bought what, 7 doors during the pandemic?
Yeah, during the pandemic, yeah.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Yeah, keep that money rolling.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do want to ask for our viewers, how are they able to find you?
Yes. So on Facebook, I'm Kyra Harris, Kyra Harris. You can find me on there. I typically, Facebook has been my largest platform because that's where I built a lot of relationships within the industries I'm involved in. I do have a Instagram, NOLA Texan 88, NOLA Texan TEXAN 88. My businesses are named NOLA Texan Enterprises Incorporated because I'm a NOLA girl, but I entered the Texan world and I had to learn and adapt to how fast they move, but also doing it with a sense of integrity. Okay, okay, because Lord knows we got the people out there. We in Atlanta, scammer, but you got to protect yourself by any means necessary. Right. But yes, you can find me on there and also TikTok. I'm NOLA Texan 88 as well. And yeah, connect with me. I look forward to servicing you because I love to serve. I'm a servant leader with a purpose.
Well, we really appreciate having you on tonight. Thank you
so
for your
much,
time.
man.
I know that y'all
thank you.
Family cookouts going on right now.
Girl.
So we're not going to take too much more of your time, but we do appreciate you for being on.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you all as well. And I wish y'all continuous success with this platform and just go out there and be the definition and the epitome of what we want to see within our community and greatness in itself. And I'm grateful to be a part of this. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Bye. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. It's the